Carl Gustav Jung's depth psychology provides profound insights into the realm of human relationships and love. When someone harbors feelings for us, their unconscious mind often sends out subtle signals, even if they try to mask them. Jung's teachings on archetypes and the collective unconscious illuminate these invisible threads that bind two individuals. In this video, we delve into 6 signs from a Jungian perspective that may suggest someone is secretly in love with you, signals that transcend mere words and unveil what the heart seeks to hide. The first sign of concealed affection, viewed through a Jungian lens, lies in the gaze. Jung firmly believed that our eyes are the windows to the soul, offering direct access to the unconscious. When someone has romantic feelings for you, eye contact transforms. It becomes charged with an intensity that goes beyond ordinary interaction. This phenomenon is rooted in what Jung described as the projection of the anima or animus. In projecting elements of our unconscious onto someone we admire, we unconsciously look for a reflection of our own inner archetypes, particularly the idealized aspects of the feminine or masculine. Watch closely to see if this person holds your gaze for an extended period. This isn't merely a fleeting glance, it's a look that seeks something deeper, as if striving to forge a connection that words cannot capture. Often, this gaze remains steadfast even in social settings where one might typically glance away. Another revealing sign is pupil dilation. When we are drawn to someone, our pupils expand without conscious control. Jung would interpret this as a physical expression of psychic content, the body revealing what the mind attempts to conceal. You may also notice a triangular gaze where the individual shifts their attention between your eyes and your mouth, a behavior that, according to analytical psychology, indicates a suppressed desire for greater intimacy. The love-struck gaze often possesses a luminous quality, as if the person is beholding something sacred or enchanting. This reflects the idealization process that commonly occurs in the early stages of love. Pay attention to their reaction when your eyes inadvertently meet. Someone harboring secret feelings might respond with a knowing smile, quickly breaking eye contact. A fleeting moment of vulnerability where the social facade slips away, exposing what Jung termed shadow content. Those emotions meant to be hidden, even from oneself. Moreover, the love-struck gaze is marked by an extraordinary presence, as if you become the focal point of their universe. This presence is also evident in their keen observation of details that others may overlook, further highlighting the depth of their feelings. Finally, take note of how this individual's eyes shift when you walk into a room. This instinctive and heartfelt reaction, which occurs even before conscious thought takes over, can be seen as a true glimpse into their authentic self. A psychological wholeness responding to the presence of someone who brings about a profound sense of connection and fulfillment. The second revealing indicator, rooted deeply in Jung's theories, emerges in the form of synchronicities, those intriguing coincidences that seem to defy logic or chance. Jung described synchronicity as significant coincidences that cannot be explained by cause and effect, but instead suggest a causal link between psychological experiences and physical events. When someone secretly harbors feelings for you, they may unconsciously orchestrate opportunities for what appear to be random encounters. You might notice that this person frequently turns up in the same spots as you, far more often than mere coincidence would suggest, like that restaurant you mentioned, the park you stroll through on Sundays, or a cultural event you talked about online. And during these meetings, they might feign surprise. For Jung, these moments serve as external signs of a deeper psychological bond. The unconscious has a unique way of creating connections between individuals who resonate with each other on an energetic level. Thus, synchronicity acts as a language through which the unconscious expresses itself, fostering opportunities for what our conscious minds may struggle to articulate. Also, Pay attention to how this person suddenly shares interests that mirror your own. Mention your favorite author, and they might coincidentally start diving into their works. If you practice yoga, they might unexpectedly show an interest in meditation. This phenomenon, which could be termed mirroring of interests, is an unconscious effort to establish common ground for intimacy. Synchronicities can also reveal themselves in more subtle ways. Perhaps you notice this person shows up right when you need support, feel vulnerable, or are celebrating a milestone. Jung would view this as an expression of the transcendent function, the subconscious ability to align with another's emotional state, forming an invisible connection between two minds. Another sign to look for is when this individual seems to grasp your emotional landscape without you having to say a word. Comments like, "You seem pensive today," or "I sensed you could use someone to talk to," showcase a remarkable sensitivity to your energy, something Jung might link to an intuitive awareness amplified by romantic interest. Additionally, observe how this person remembers intricate details about you, your preferences, personal anecdotes, and significant dates, a level of attentiveness that transcends mere curiosity. From a Jungian lens, this behavior signifies a profound emotional investment, where the object of affection is truly seen and valued for their individuality. Synchronicities can even manifest in dreams, as Jung attributed great importance to dreams as reflections of the unconscious. When someone feels deeply for you, they might often find themselves dreaming of you or experiencing dreams that are symbolically tied to your presence. These feelings may even slip into casual conversations, subtly highlighting how significant you are in their inner life. Take note of how this person seems to craft a special atmosphere around you, where moments and places transform, adding a unique depth to your interactions. Jung would describe this as the formation of a temenos, a psychological sanctuary where the unconscious can express itself more freely and where romantic energy flows with ease. Another telling sign of hidden affection lies in their body language, which Jung viewed as a direct window into the unconscious. He believed that the body transcends mere physicality, acting as a symbolic system that reveals psychological truths often beyond conscious awareness. When someone is harboring secret romantic feelings, their body may respond in ways that the mind tries to regulate. Notice the magnetic pull, how this person's body instinctively aligns with you, much like a compass needle finding true north. Even in groups, their feet, torso, and notably their shoulders often subtly angle toward you, reflecting this unspoken connection. Jung's idea of embodiment sheds light on how love manifests through specific postures and gestures. When someone secretly adores you, they may display what Jung termed a somatic opening response as you approach. This could be a slight adjustment in their posture, a broadening of the chest, or a lifting of the chin. Unconscious signals of receptiveness and a wish to be noticed. Additionally, keep an eye out for physical mirroring. The person may begin to unconsciously mimic your posture, movements, and even your breathing. Jung would interpret this as a form of somatic empathy, an inherent desire to resonate with the one they admire and create a harmonious connection between you. Micro-expressions can be particularly enlightening. Drawing from groundbreaking studies on facial expressions, Jung believed that emotions can flash across the face in mere moments, often before the conscious mind can step in. Look for fleeting expressions of joy. Those brief, radiant glimpses of excitement that light up their face when you enter the room or when your name comes up, quickly followed by an effort to mask that response. Touch also plays a significant role. This person may find subtle ways to initiate physical contact. A gentle touch on the arm while chatting, smoothing their clothing, or brushing a strand of hair off your shoulder. Jung would see these gestures as unconscious attempts to forge an energetic bond. To him, physical touch was not just sensory. It served as a form of communication between psychic realms. Finally, pay attention to any shifts in their voice when they speak to you. Jung, who delved into the acoustic nuances of human interaction, viewed variations in pitch, speech tempo, and modulation as physical reflections of our emotional landscape. When someone's voice turns more melodic, softer, or even slightly deeper in your company, it signals a unique emotional connection. Proximity, too, speaks volumes. Take note of how this individual often finds themselves in your personal space, the zone that's typically between 18 inches and 4 feet, usually reserved for those close emotional bonds. Jung would interpret this subtle invasion of space as an unspoken wish for deeper intimacy. Another intriguing indicator might be what we could call paradoxical restlessness. This nervous energy manifests through fidgeting, adjusting clothing, playing with their hair, or fussing with nearby objects, signs that reveal an inner tension. Jung would see these actions as physical expressions of emotional content bubbling up from the unconscious, yearning to break free. Keep an eye on the changes in breathing patterns, too. Those involuntary sighs, brief pauses, or quickened breaths when you're around. Jung, who regarded breath as a vital link between the conscious and unconscious mind, would recognize these shifts as tangible signs of intense emotions that the person struggles to manage. The fourth telling sign of hidden affection aligns closely with Jung's idea of the shadow, the part of our psyche that holds suppressed or unacknowledged traits. He believed that when we fall in love, elements of this shadow often surface, revealing deeper facets of our personality that are usually kept under wraps. If someone has secret feelings for you, pay attention to those moments of unguarded vulnerability, when their social facade momentarily falters, allowing their true self to shine through. A person smitten may experience what Jung termed malfunctions of the persona, instances where their social role slips away in your presence, leading to unexpected personal revelations. You might find them sharing intimate stories, dreams, fears, or ambitions that they rarely divulge to others. Jung would interpret this as an unconscious drive toward integration. Romantic love creates a dynamic space where shadow aspects begin to emerge, seeking acceptance in your gaze. Watch how this person expresses emotions towards you that they usually hold back. More genuine laughter, deeper sadness, or openly displayed irritability. This unusual emotional range symbolizes what Jung described as a readiness to embrace a significant presence. It's as if being around someone they care for allows suppressed parts of themselves to breathe freely. Even the occasional verbal slip can offer insights into their true feelings. Freud, much like Jung, acknowledged those moments when the unconscious takes the lead, sidestepping our conscious filters. Loving phrases that unexpectedly slip into dialogue, mixed-up names, or intimate references made at odd times, all point to deep emotional currents yearning for expression. Interestingly, the shadow side can also emerge through negative behaviors. Jung noted that someone harboring a secret crush might come off as overly critical or withdrawn. This is often a defense mechanism, a way to shield oneself from the vulnerability that such passionate feelings can evoke. This compensatory behavior acts as a balance against the exposure and fragility that accompany hidden love. Take note of how this person reacts when the topic of potential romantic interests arises. Jung would spot subtle cues, a sudden stiffening of their body, a fleeting glance away, or a shift in their voice, as signs of the pain of unrequited love. These involuntary responses often betray emotions that the individual strives to keep hidden, even from themselves. The shadow can also surface in the dreams and fantasies that they might share with you. Jung believed dreams held profound significance, serving as a direct line to the unconscious. If someone opens up about dreams featuring you, especially those rich in symbolism of union, transformation, or shared adventures, this can indicate a deep emotional investment at an unconscious level. Keep an eye out for behaviors that Jung would label as regressive, playful, almost childlike expressions, silly jokes, or heightened emotional sensitivity these typically intimate behaviors can emerge spontaneously. As Jung pointed out, romantic love often rekindles ancient patterns within our psyche, including the archetype of the inner child. Lastly, pay attention to instances of what Jung termed shadow resonance. Those moments when it feels like this person truly understands or accepts the parts of you that you find challenging. Jung would view this as a sign of a profound unconscious connection, as we often fall for individuals who instinctively recognize and embrace the aspects of ourselves we try to hide. The fifth telling sign of secret love becomes evident in the growing presence of symbols and archetypes during your interactions, a key element of Jung's analytical psychology. He believed that romantic love unleashes potent archetypal content from the unconscious, which inevitably reveals itself in our communication and behavior, even when we consciously attempt to suppress it. If someone is nursing secret feelings for you, you'll likely notice how their use of symbolic language becomes more pronounced. Metaphors, analogies, and allusions that carry deep emotional weight, often without them realizing the poetic significance behind their words. Jung would see this as an expression of the transcendent function, where unconscious content seeks out symbolic forms to express itself. In these encounters, one archetype that often shines through is that of the inner hero. The person harboring secret feelings is likely to strive to show their best self, tackle obstacles, and showcase their talents. This behavior, which Jung might link to the journey of individuation sparked by love, reveals itself as a steady, though understated effort to earn your admiration. You might also notice the wounded healer archetype at play. This individual exhibits a profound sensitivity to your pain, challenges, and vulnerabilities, providing support and understanding that goes far beyond mere casual interest. Jung would see this as a reflection of the shared healing energy that often accompanies deep romantic connections. The act of giving takes on a deeper significance as well. Pay attention to how the gifts or favors they offer often carry symbolic weight beyond their physical form, frequently tied to meaningful conversations, shared passions, or cherished moments. Jung would view these symbolic gestures as unconscious ritual offerings, tangible expressions of an energetic bond felt deep within. Keep an eye on how certain stories, films, songs, or pieces of art you bring up make a remarkable impact on this person. Jung would describe this connection as an awakening of a shared mythological field, where similar archetypes stir within two minds, forging a profound bond through cultural symbols that capture the essence of attraction. The archetype of eternal recurrence also makes an appearance in your interactions. This person seeks out ways to revisit significant shared experiences, special locations, or recurring themes from past dialogues. Phrases like, "Do you remember that day?" or "This reminds me of our conversation about," reflect a love-struck spirit trying to weave a shared narrative, a personal myth for two, which Jung believed was essential for nurturing deep romantic ties. Additionally, notice the emergence of the archetype of manifest synchronicity. This person will point out meaningful coincidences between you, whether it's similar tastes, parallel life events, or synchronized thoughts. Comments like, "It's surprising how alike we think," or "I can't believe you also," illustrate this archetype, aiming to create a sense of a destined connection, an idea Jung would see as a resonance at a collective unconscious level. Finally, watch for subtle shifts in how this individual presents themselves around you compared to other social settings. Jung would interpret these changes as instinctive attempts to align with what they perceive as the ideal partner, a reflection of the loving archetype striving to connect with the object of their affection. At last, take note of the rise of what Jung called shared personal myths. These are the stories born from your collective experiences, inside jokes, and special references that carry significance solely for the two of you. This shared mythology, in Jungian terms, symbolizes the creation of a common psychic realm, a thematic world where your inner lives start to blend, even before emotions are openly communicated. The sixth and final sign of concealed affection aligns closely with Jung's concept of individuation, the journey of the psyche towards wholeness and integration. Jung believed that romantic love serves as one of the strongest catalysts for this process, capable of sparking deep personality transformations through the reflection of another. If someone secretly cares for you, you'll likely observe that this individual appears to be evolving rapidly in terms of self-development and awareness when they're around you. Jung would interpret this as love's reflective power at work. The beloved acts as a mirror, helping us not only to see the other person, but also to uncover aspects of ourselves that may have previously been dormant or unnoticed. This process becomes clear when the person shows a genuine curiosity in grasping your viewpoints, even if they significantly differ from their own. You'll notice a remarkable openness to new ideas, a willingness to delve into challenging concepts, and a readiness to question past beliefs. Jung would view this increased adaptability as a sign that the transcendent function is at play, a psychological mechanism that helps integrate opposites and fosters personal growth. Additionally, pay attention to how this person seems to be on a journey of discovering and showcasing parts of themselves that had been overlooked before, talents that were neglected, interests that remained unexplored, and qualities that stayed hidden all suddenly come to light. Jung would acknowledge this as the activation of what he termed the emerging self, the psychic completeness striving for full expression fueled by love. How this person deals with rejection or disappointment related to you can also be quite telling. Jung would observe that true love, even when not reciprocated, enhances one's ability to transform pain into personal growth. Unlike feelings of obsession or bitterness, authentic secret love often reveals itself as an acceptance of reality and a desire to continue offering support, regardless of the circumstances. Lastly, notice how attuned this person is to your reactions and feedback. They see these moments as opportunities for self-discovery and growth. Jung would interpret this heightened awareness as a reflection of enantiodromia, the psychological tendency to shift into its opposite when a one-sided perspective becomes untenable. Romantic love creates a special environment where this principle can flourish, enabling transformations that might otherwise take years of inner work to achieve. The experience of dreaming offers a profound lens into this journey. Individuals may recount dreams filled with symbols of transformation, the merging of opposites, or significant journeys. These motifs are closely linked to the individuation process that love ignites, as noted by Jung. Dreams that feature water, representing the unconscious, bridges symbolizing connections among different parts of the self, or guiding figures embodying the self, hold special importance in this exploration. Pay attention to how this individual shows a heightened ability to recognize and integrate their own shadow when you're around. Jung believed that the energetic space created by romantic love often facilitates a gradual recognition and acceptance of previously suppressed or denied aspects. This can be seen as the shadow being enlightened by a loving gaze. The relationship with inner archetypal figures also undergoes transformation. You might observe clear changes in how this person interacts with authority, their own masculine or feminine energies, or deep existential questions. Jung would view these shifts as a reconfiguration of inner archetypes, particularly Anima and Animus, spurred on by the powerful energy of love. Lastly, notice the emergence of what Jung referred to as presence. Beyond the individual experiences of you and the person in love, a unique relational field develops, a psychic entity that transcends the sum of its parts. This third presence can manifest as shared creative energy, a unified vision for the future, or a deeper sense of meaning that springs from your connection. Jung would interpret this phenomenon as the true essence of love, an individuating force that goes beyond mere attraction between two separate people. birthing something entirely new that transforms both in the process.